Welcome to my channel and subscribe to pick out growth NFT project. The Azuki team was one of the most prominent teams in the space. They innovated smart contracts by creating their own that enabled users to reduce their gas fees and to mint multiple NFTs for nearly the same costs as minting one. Despite the scandal involving one of Azuki's founders, holder trends did not change very much. However, whales who invested in the project dropped by 13% because of this. In terms of its reaction to drops, we saw a consistent increase in whales following the first airdrop, and then a large increase in blue chip holders when the second airdrop arrived. Our blue chip holder metric is new, so we don't have data regarding the first airdrop. The floor price of Azuki skyrocketed when their first airdrop arrived. Then the floor price fell dramatically due to their big scandal. However, when they announced their second airdrop, we saw a slight increase. The numbers on the second should be taken with a grain of salt in terms of how airdrops affect floor prices, because what we're seeing here is mostly caused by the scandal. If we focus on the first drop, we can see that they can have a significant impact on the floor price of a project. When looking at graphs like this, it's important to also take news into consideration. Not every airdrop goes well. While some blue chip collections are doing well with their airdrops, this isn't always the case. It's important to understand that there are many different metrics to take into consideration when analyzing the data of a collection. Just because there is an airdrop announced doesn't mean that it will always help a project. Carafura's airdrop didn't have a catalyst for the primary collection, not even in the days just prior to the drop. It's important to note the market as a whole took a huge downturn at this time, so the fact that the airdrop couldn't help them is likely related to the harsh market conditions. Carafura Ecosystem Source NFT IO. Carafura Ecosystem Source NFT IO. Once the unrevealed Gachapon collection touched the secondary market, it saw a massive pump from 0.41 ETH to 0.78 ETH. Selling pressure started shortly thereafter. Over 80 whales sold one or more NFTs from the collection. On the other hand, NFTs revealed from Gachapon reflect the real floor price compared to the unrevealed. Since the market now knows the NFT traits, it's common for the floor price to decrease, mostly affecting the NFTs containing common traits. However, it is worth mentioning that as investors knew the secondary collection traits, the rarest pieces started to trade for about x3 from the floor price at the time. Contrary to the Carafura's airdrop, moonbirds have been steady before and after the airdrop. Similar to Carafura's, moonbirds' oddities had a massive pump once hitting the secondary market. Oddities have not been revealed, this is why the price has remained the same over the past couple weeks. Believe it or not, airdrops have never passed 50% of the value of the main collections. In the examples above, we can see that the Clone X ecosystem almost approached the 50% mark of the total value of the main collection, the highest among the group. The main collections still drive the performance of the ecosystems. This is shown by the airdrops maintaining a value below 50% of the main NFT collections. Anticipating an airdrop. As soon as teams announce an upcoming airdrop, the volume of the collection immediately starts to spike. Looking at Murakami flowers, once the group announced it, the floor price went from to 2.5 ETH to 5 ETH within hours before finding a consolidation point around 3.9 ETH. Speculation drives investors to pump prices. Satoshi provided them first community with a date and time for the next era. Details were not disclosed, but investors were driven by the anticipation, and that produced a 1 ETH increase in the floor price. Performance of the airdrop index. NFTs have lost almost 50% of USD value in the last 30 days. On the other hand, the airdrop index, ETH, is recovering faster than the USD from June's dip, gaining almost 45% from the bottom. As the graph below shows, once traders and investors recognize a state of a market, They tend to trade at ETH value, creating an accumulating phase of Ethereum. Although looking at the big picture, the oldest collections of BAYC ecosystem have performed well in 2022 in terms of ETH, gaining 40% for BAKC and 45% MAYC respectively. However, BAYC lands are the asset most depreciated in 2022, 94% in USD and 85% in ETH value. Clone X airdrops currently have the best performance in 2022 at ETH value. MNLTH increased by 12.43%, SpacePod 214.11%. POX is the only one down by 62.41% from the beginning of the year to June 21, 2022. Taking into consideration the main airdropped collection of each blue chip project, all of them have lost its USD and ETH value by at least 25% except for Cool Pets $ETH, which has gained 8% from 2022 highs. The duplicator is the collection which has decreased most of its value. It plummeted by 95% from its ETH. However, airdrops mentioned in the graph above do not take into account airdrops rewards e.g., MAYC land for MAYC holders. Conclusion: airdrops can be considered as a catalyst for an NFT collections ecosystem. Still, as the hype begins to fade, and since there is no immediate utility, prices begin to correct. Selling pressure begins because many want to profit from a free airdrop. These scenarios don't apply to all collections. Some will have a successful airdrop, but others won't see a reflection in the prices. It is worth noting that there is a correlation in the market performance between the main collection and the NFT airdropped collection. Since both projects share the same roadmap, investors price them based on similar metrics: community, roadmap, team, utility, etc. Perhaps projects should focus first on building a strong community of true believers, including the whales. Otherwise, once an airdrop is confirmed, people will start dumping their bags. Additionally, when a project is about to release an airdrop to their community, it is worth considering the following questions. Is the art similar to the main collection? How much supply is the team adding to the ecosystem? How much money is the team raising, and how will this money help the team to achieve their goals? How many OG holders are currently in the primary collection? Does the secondary collection add to the utility? Your subscribe will inspire me create the next video. Coming soon.